हेलो दोस्तों, मेरा नाम सुनील रंजन है और मैं इंग्लिश टीचर हूँ। अभी मैं आपके लिए फ्लेमिंगो नाम की पुस्तक में इंडिगो जो स्टोरी है उसके क्वेश्चंस आंसर्स के साथ लेकर आया हूँ और मैं आपको क्वेश्चंस बोलूँगा और आपको बुक में वे क्वेश्चंस मिल जाएंगे। जो आपके लिए ज़रूरी है वह मैंने दिया है। तो खैर, मैं प्रारंभ करता हूँ। First question, why is Rajkumar Shukla described as being resolute? The answer is, Rajkumar Shukla is described as being resolute because even after being told about the busy engagements of Gandhi at Kanpur and other parts across the country, he does not give up. He goes with Gandhi everywhere. He continues to ask Gandhi to fix a date for his visit to his native district of Champaran. His resolution and determination impresses Gandhi and he agrees to go with him. Next question. Why do you think the servants thought Gandhi to be another peasant? The answer is, Gandhi was a simple and humble man dressed in a plain dhoti. To the servants, he looked like just another peasant. As Rajkumar Shukla was with him, they thought that he was also a poor indigo sharecropper. Now, the next question is, list the places that Gandhi visited between his first meeting with Shukla and his arrival at Champaran. The answer is, Gandhi first met Shukla at Lucknow, then he visited Kanpur, Calcutta, Patna and Muzaffarpur and finally arrived at Champaran. Now the next question is, what did the peasants pay the British landlords as rent? What did the British now want instead and why? What would be the impact of synthetic indigo on the prices of natural indigo? The answer is, the peasants used to pay indigo as rent to their British landlords. As Germany had developed synthetic indigo, the British landlords wanted money as compensation to release the peasants from the previous arrangement. The price of natural indigo would go down due to the synthetic indigo available in the market. Now, the next question is, the events in this part of the text illustrate Gandhi's method of working. Can you identify some instances of this method and link them to his ideas of satyagraha and non-violence? The answer is, there are many instances related to Gandhi's idea of non-cooperation and satyagraha. One such instance is Gandhi's refusal to obey the court order, asking him to leave Champaran immediately. Another instance is Gandhi's protest against the delay of the court proceedings. Furthermore, Gandhi does not plead guilty in the court. He argues that he had taken up a right cause which made him disobey the law. Now the next question is, why did Gandhi agree to a settlement of 25% refund to the farmers? The answer is, for Gandhi, the refund amount was less important than the fact that the landlords had been forced to return part of the money as well as part of their prestige. So he agreed to the settlement of 25% refund to the farmers. Now the next question is, how did the episode change the plight of the peasants? The answer is, the Champaran episode brought a big change in the life of the peasants. They gained confidence and gathered in large number at Gandhi's trial outside the court. After the successful refund of their part compensation, for the first time they realized their power and rights when they were freed from the landlords. Gandhi became highly inspired and confident with such a big change. He opened schools in 6 villages. His wife Kasturba gave lessons to the villagers on sanitation and personal hygiene. Gandhi even appointed a doctor to give medical care to villages. Now the next question is, why do you think Gandhi considered the Champaran episode to be a turning point in his life? The answer is, the Champaran episode was an attempt to help the poor peasants and free them from the bond of British landlords. While doing so, Gandhi got the wholehearted support of thousands of people. The episode had a deep impact on him. After his success there, he took it further on national level. Thus, he considered the Champaran episode as a turning point in his life. Now the next question is, how was Gandhi able to influence lawyers? Give instances. The answer is, Gandhi was able to influence the lawyers through his convictions and consistent arguments. He accused the lawyers of Muzaffarpur of charging a large sum of money as fee from the poor peasants. When the lawyers from Bihar said that they would return to their own places if he was arrested, he asked them not to do so. However, they could follow him to the jail. He asked them not to take support from an Englishman and be self-reliant. Now the next question is, what was the attitude of the average Indian in smaller localities towards advocates of home rule? The answer is, the average Indian in smaller localities were afraid to show sympathy with the advocates of home rule. Gandhi stayed at Muzaffarpur for 2 days in the home of Professor Malkani, a teacher in a government school. It was an unusual thing in those days for a government professor to give shelter to those who opposed the government. Now the next question is, how do we know that ordinary people too contributed to the freedom movement? The answer is, Professor J.B. Kripalani received Gandhi when he reached Muzaffarpur railway station at midnight. He had a large number of students also with him. Sharecroppers from Champaran also had come either on foot or by transport to greet him. Muzaffarpur lawyers also came to meet him. A huge number of people also gathered when Gandhi reached Motihari railway station. Thousands of people demonstrated around the courtroom during his trial. This shows that ordinary people too contributed to the freedom movement. तो दोस्तों, यहाँ पर क्वेश्चन आंसर्स का सेशन समाप्त होता है। और दोस्तों, यदि आपने मेरे चैनल को सब्सक्राइब किया है तो थैंक यू, और यदि आपने नहीं किया है और यदि आप सब्सक्राइब करेंगे तो मैं वादा करता हूँ कि आपके लिए मैं समय समय पर अच्छे वीडियोस लाता रहूँगा। थैंक यू।